The FBI has released photos and videos of a potential suspect in the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping case on Tuesday, and I am officially terrified. Something is not right and is not adding up, and I will tell you why, and I will go over everything right here. But first, I want to say that if you watched my most recent video before this one, where I surmised that possibly these cases, when I say these cases, I mean Nancy Guthrie's abduction and the ransom emails are separate cases. I am standing by that for a number of reasons based on what was revealed today by the FBI, everything about this perp. And I say that again because I feel like these emails, based on what we know, the ransom emails, they were meticulously done and they have still not been traced. So that is the work of a true expert. Also, remember, the ransom emails didn't come in for a few days. So somebody, I feel like, was like, hey, I'm going to capitalize on this situation and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the FBI releasing these photos and these videos of this alleged suspect, that tells me, based on what I saw, that this suspect might not be a pro, based on the placement of his 9mm, kind of based on what he's wearing. I mean, it doesn't seem to add up. So let me pull this up for you guys. And like I said, I saw these images and my heart just dropped. I became terrified for Nancy Guthrie, terrified for the Guthrie family. Savannah is still tweeting and saying, we believe she's out there. I've seen other media outlets interpret that as Savannah Guthrie believes her mother is alive. I think that if she believed that, she would say, we believe our mother is still alive and out there. She didn't say that. That's just my opinion. But let's pull this up right now. Oh my goodness. Yep. Scary, scary. Here we go. Zooming in. There you have the, maybe it looks like a Glock. It's in the center. I don't think a professional or an ex-cop, ex-military would have that holster in the center. That's generally not where law enforcement would place their gun. It would be more towards the side or the back. And then we've got, oh my gosh, the flowers. He appears to be holding a flashlight in his mouth. A lot of people have commented that his eyebrows look thin. I do not think those are his eyebrows in full. I think they were cut off by this ski mask. He also appears, these are these very thick gloves he seems to be wearing. Let me go back here. He appears to also have the flashlight almost jerry-rigged to his body. It's very, very strange. You can see it right here. So it's like he's got a flashlight in his mouth. He's got one. It looks like it's sort of stuffed in his backpack right there. Just not what you would think a professional would do or someone with experience. And again, this is my opinion. However, he is clearly aware of DNA because he is covered. He is, he's got his hands with these thick gloves. He's got the ski mask. He's covered from head to toe. But keep in mind, this is Arizona, right? So this guy must be sweating profusely. There should be DNA, right? If he was sweating. However, did police ruin this by letting journalists and, Lord knows who else just like traipse across the steps and traipse across the house? Yeah, maybe they did, truly. All right, let's get to the video that the FBI put up right under this post. Here we go. A few more. Oh my gosh, I'm terrified. There it is. I mean, it's crazy. He is messing with the doorbell cam. However, this timestamp was not from the night of the kidnapping at 1:47. This was a separate timestamp. So this allegedly may not be the guy who removed the camera. Now, also, if you notice before, that backpack he had, when he turned around, that backpack was full. what is in there? What are these tools, or what is this kit that he has in his backpack? It's very, very scary to me. Okay, so I'm gonna pause this, go to the next, actually I'll go to the next video. All right, those are the flowers that were on the ground the next day, and this kind of explains it here. Or to me anyway. I did see those flowers on the ground in a few different shots. And here we go again. He's slowly walking, looking down, because he doesn't want his face to be shown on camera, even though he's got a mask on. Now, a couple things that I want to point out. I really do try not to put out any information that hasn't been vetted. I don't like to point fingers. We are not a channel here that kind of does that and guesses too much. I will offer certain opinions, obviously, but again, I try very, very hard not to go too far. So with that being said, I do want to share something that was posted in a Facebook group trying to help find Nancy Guthrie. So someone put in a tip to the FBI who is in the area, and she spoke to a neighbor who apparently has a son who has a very lengthy criminal record, who is visiting his mother, who lives in the neighborhood with Nancy Guthrie. So he has prior convictions that pertain to kidnapping and drug use, and I believe it was fraudulent use of a credit card, weapons, burglary. I mean, the list goes on. So that could be an angle that the FBI could sort of navigate here, where it's like, could this have been a crime of opportunity because this guy was in the neighborhood and he heard that this woman is the mother of a very famous news personality? Possibly, quite possibly. Additionally, the Pima County Sheriff's Office told TMZ that in early January, an elderly man reported spotting a trespasser at his Tucson home, which is less than 10 minutes away from Nancy's house. So now investigators are examining whether that incident is connected to the abduction. And also, unrelated to that, in early December, Pima County authorities were also searching for a man who was peering through apartment windows about 20 minutes away from Nancy Guthrie's home. So this guy apparently posed as a delivery driver, and he was captured on a surveillance video. So there's a bunch of things that are all seemingly layered in here regarding this case. I mean, I am baffled. And I gotta say, this doesn't mean that this person is guilty, not guilty, whatever, but I did do some comparisons of Tommaso and what we could see with this guy in the photo. I have trouble seeing any similarities here, so it doesn't look like him to me, but I'm not saying that means he wasn't involved or he was involved. I don't know. But just because his name was brought up initially, I was like, okay, let me study this. Also, again, not saying that this guy has anything to do with it either, but Savannah also has an ex-husband that appears to, some people have surmised that this guy might have a mustache based on some of the zoom ins of the shots. Savannah has an ex-husband who has a mustache. Again, I mean, who knows at this point, but I think that since we are on literally week 2, everybody is being looked at, every single person. But something is just, it's not right. Where is Nancy Guthrie? Why would these people, why would they take her? Especially if I am correct in assuming that the ransom emails are not connected to this. What did they want with Nancy? What do they want with Nancy? Well, I would think that there is somewhat of a burden in keeping an 84-year-old woman contained. I don't understand unless this was some kind of burglary that went wrong, that she wasn't supposed to be taken. They were just supposed to take something from the house, but she woke up and some kind of struggle ensued. That's where the blood came from. I mean, I am trying to figure this out just like you guys are, but also while talking to many and many of my colleagues who are also experts and who help me sort of compile these thoughts to put this video together for you all. So, again, I will stay on this case. If there's another update, I'll do a video. If not, we'll wait and see what happens. But my prayers go out to the Guthrie family. And like I said, guys, when I saw these images, I was terrified. So I cannot imagine Nancy. All right. Thank you so much for listening and for watching and just for praying for this family. I will be back tomorrow with another episode from Los Angeles Magazine Videos. I'm Lauren Conlin.